or I saw he was at Desert Towers in the summer, so I'd seen him in the summer, and then he was transferred back down to Helaman in the fall, and so then I saw him in my ward in the fall. Yes, except he dated another girl spring and summer term, I think, when the cat's away, the mice will play. But we still were best buddies. Mm-hmm. And then I took a semester off BYU because I wasn't sure if I could get into the nursing program, and then I decided to try to go to Westminster College because it was easier to get in the nursing program. And then I didn't like that because it was just I was the only Mormon in the dorms of 40 girls, and my roommate was 17 and she was stealing stuff from me. I thought, this isn't as fun as the dorms at BYU. Then I moved off campus with some young adult girls in an apartment, and I lasted at Westminster about 10 days, and then I came home. And I was afraid to come home and see my dad because I had wasted all his money. And then that's when I took the semester off. Yeah, he lived nearby because Mom and Dad were separated. And then when I was second year of college, Mom and Dad got officially divorced because back in that time of the United States of America, no one got divorced until the kids were out of the home, and then you announced your divorce if it was headed that way. Just Dad went less and less to church, and Mom went more and more to church, and it just put a rift between them. So when I was in junior high, I'd see them having troubles, and so when he left when I was in ninth grade, it was kind of a peaceful feeling because they weren't fighting. And then, but then you have to wait probably till your kid is out of the home in college, and then you announce you're divorcing. So then I went back to BYU and retook. I went from a C- to a C+ in physiology. That wasn't such a great idea. It was hard. Depends on what teacher you get. But I did go from a D+ to an A in chemistry because I had the coolest teacher ever in chemistry. I wasn't accepted into BYU nursing program, so I went to Utah Technical College, which is now UVU, but it used to be called Utah Tech. So I went to the technical college and got all signed up to become an LPN, a licensed practitioner nurse. You're not even an RN. And I was going to get an LPN at Utah Technical College. And then I was all set to do that, and the nursing program called me and said, there's one opening in Salt Lake for the nursing program. Would you want it? And I said, will this opening still be there after the weekend when I have time to think about it? And they go, maybe not. And so I put my hand over the phone and I said, hey, roommate, should I take the opening at BYU nursing program in Salt Lake? And they go, yeah. I go, okay, I'll do it. So that's how I became an RN instead of an LPN. Grandma came out for my graduation, and then like the next day we packed up and moved back to California. But first I was dating a rude boy in Salt Lake. Bruce.
Bruce?
And he was not polite, and
No.
he would walk like 10 paces ahead of me. And one time he got gas in my car and left the gas cap at the gas station because I noticed when I went home the gas cap wasn't on the thing. And he goes, oh, too bad. I guess you're going to have to go get it. Just was not considerate, but he was funny, and I thought, well, okay, I'll date him. So then when I went back home with Grandma, I kind of missed him because I was used to dating him. And then I graduated the end of August, and I met Dad September 1st. No, he was just fresh home from his mission. He got home from his mission in July, and I met him September 1st. So he'd been home about a month and a half, and he still had that missionary glow. Probably those horrible Woody Allen movies I thought was funny. And yeah, my taste has changed. And even reading the books, like I don't know, some of the classics, like Gone with the Wind. I didn't know how many swear words are in that book. No, not Gone with the Wind, but Grapes of Wrath, I think. And but I think the older I got, the more children I had, the more I wanted maybe to protect them from the bad language and stuff. So maybe then I was more sensitive to it. And the more I went to the temple and stuff and got more sensitive to that. And I would laugh so boisterously. And luckily, when I was in college, my sister Jane, who lived in Vernal, Utah, I'd always go to visit her during breaks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd go, "You better quit blasting that laughter out of your mouth, or you're never going to, no boy will date you with a laugh that loud and boisterous." And so I kind of modified my laughter because I would just blast it out. I was so obnoxious. But it was funny. And I hung out with Ann Hinders my second year of college, because I think sometimes that starts out as kind of an awkward year. Like all the boys are gone. It's just your first time out of because all your freshman friends are gone. And I started hanging out with Ann because she was a freshman, and we had fun. And I would blast out my laughter, and we just walk around Provo, and we went on a double date to the preference dance, because back then the BYU dances were more, you'd go to the whole school dance, and now I noticed there's like stake dance. I don't know, when I was 21, I graduated from school when I was 23, and the thought never crossed my mind because I was just like involved in nursing school.
Really?
No, I had Robbie when I was 23. I graduated when I was 22. Yeah, and the thought never entered my mind. Maybe because I wasn't very, like, you guys are stronger spirits. You're saved for the last days, and you're more in tune. So I don't think, I know one girl from our stake at home went on a mission, and she was the most wild, like toilet paper at camp, and she'd do the worst pranks at girls' camp. But when she came back, she was like so quiet, and she talked in kind of a peaceful voice, and it's like, boring. We liked Judy before her mission, not after. Girls' camp was a blast. We'd go every summer, and we'd have to sleep on a sleeping bag on the dirt floor in the Sierra Nevadas, and so it was so cold at night and so hot in the daytime, and we'd wear two-piece bathing suits at girls' camp, and we didn't